Hello and welcome back to Beckler Guitars and Repair, and today we're going to be doing a New Year's video. A lot of my other favorite channels do kind of a collection and a recap video for 2023, so I figured I'd do a short one, just kind of go over my shop and my collection. One of the first videos I ever did for this channel was my shop, and it was in horrible disarray, and actually the shop is actually the cleanest it's been in a really long time, so might as well show it off before it descends into chaos. And I've got a bunch of new gear and stuff to show off, and we're going to go over some of my collection here too. So yeah, buckle in. We're going to go through everything here. This is the angle that you see most of the videos. I usually have some lights on under the guitars in the back. This is kind of where I start my videos and do the work. So this is my workstation. Just got a bunch of computers stuff and a couple of monitors, tools. There's a recording interface tucked in there somewhere where I do my recordings, and then I've got some humidifiers here near the faucets in the background to keep this room humidified. And this is my workbench area, and as messy as this seems, this is as clean as it ever gets. I've got a little tablet here to look at like wiring diagrams or what have you, videos while I work. I've got my soldering station there. I've got an overhead condenser microphone. And just more tools and amps and cords and pedals everywhere in here. This is where I keep all my parts. These are all the different keepos I've collected over the years. Some magnets for guitar repair. A ton of different tuners. Again, more of the tools. It's all my fret repair tools, all my sanding papers. All of my different liquids for polishing, cleaning, what have you, clamps, extra strings, glue, saws, tapes. Then I've got all the little parts drawers here filled with parts. I've got a little dry erase board for my videos to keep myself on track. And these are all just pedals. I've got two pedal boards. This is my main one. And then I've got a constantly changing one for band practice. I've got another amp that I use for band practice that's different than my stationary one here. So I just like to switch out different pedals and try them on each setup and see what I like. So my pedal board's kind of always changing as I collect pedals. And here's a bunch of other pedals. Got a Key Oscillator Pro in there I like to mess around with sometimes. This is just kind of overflow parts and such. These guitars here are ones that don't have a case that I need to do a little work on yet, but haven't. And then I've got my ones on the shelves. These ones are usually all categorized and packaged and ready to go for sale on my reverb page. And I actually wanted to show off my new amp. I've done a video on this, but it recently just got serviced by my trusted amp tech, and he actually did the hybrid mod for this. So it's actually a hybrid between an AA64 circuit and an AB165 circuit. It's kind of got the best of both worlds, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a later video. But this amp is just killer. I love it. I've got all these amps hooked up, good to go. This is an old Garnet Rebel 2 from the 70s. It's a wicked amp as well. There's a 212 cab I have for that, and the Diamond. Everything's plugged in here. And then I've got a huge 212, like old 60s Bandmaster cab, Fender cab here that's hooked up to the basement. And then I've got my trusty 65 Deluxe Reverb that I've done a bunch of mods to, and I use it for a lot of recording videos. I've got my little Silvertone amp here. I just put this up on Reverb actually. It's a great little amp, but I've got too much stuff. And underneath that in the corner is actually an old Yamaha rotating speaker, kind of like a Leslie. And I've recently got that service. I haven't had a chance to do a video on that, but it's a really cool, gigantic spinning amplifier, and I'm going to do a video on that soon. But it's really cool. Then I've got my Marshall AS100D. This is my acoustic amp that I use for all my acoustic guitars. It's nice to practice in here too. You can plug a microphone into there and it's great for that as well. And this is more of like a tool table. I've got a big box of pickups, a bunch of drill bits, drills, clamps, extra screwdrivers, bits. And this is my fret buffer. I love this thing. I got it recently, and it just makes buffing frets so much easier. And I use it a lot. I use a little buffing compound on there, and I got a method for doing it really nicely. But yeah, this thing is definitely paid for itself. I love it. And just more like packing supplies over here. A bunch of boxes and craft paper. All these guitars are in queue. Like, these are repairs that need to be done. I keep them close so I get to them quickly. And then, yeah, just more guitars in various stages of repair and for sale. But yeah, that's basically the shop. I do have another attachment to the shop that's a mess. I'm not going to show it today, but that has all my luthier, like, building tools. My table saw, my band saw, my drum sander, my oscillating sander, all that kind of stuff. And here is a Fender Mexican Fat Strat on the bench that needs some work. Haven't got to it yet. But yeah, that's basically the shop. This is where I do all my repairs and all my videos. And it's constantly changing, but you caught it on a clean day. So now I'm just going to go over my collection quickly. I'm not going to spend too much time on each guitar. I have some unique ones, but a lot of them have their own videos. I'll try to link as many as I can in the description. And some of these I'm going to be doing videos on later. So first up, this is my AliExpress Les Paul. So it's a fake Les Paul. It was given to me on a trade for some repair work that the guy couldn't pay for. So I went ahead and modded this thing like crazy. It's got a P94 in the neck pickup, a Seymour Duncan Antiquity. It's got a roller bridge. It's got a Duesenberg less trem on there. And I've got brand new wiring in there, like high-end CTS pots, orange drop capacitors. But this is a solid guitar. It's a satin finish. It's got a real thick maple top on there. It's one-piece mahogany neck. It's got an ebony fingerboard. The edges have nibs on them, just like, you know, a Gibson. There's a couple of telltale signs that you can tell that it's a fake, like the serial number, stuff like that. But just judging it as a guitar, it's quite decent and quite a nice guitar. I think I'll be keeping it. If I ever do sell it, I'll obviously disclose that it's a fake, or I'll do the Phil McKnight thing where I'm brand fake on the headstock, but I don't think it'll ever sell it. I just love it. It's a great guitar. And then next I've got this Jazzmaster, classic vibe Jazzmaster, but this one I've installed the Alameda off-Kiltertron pickup in here. So this actually changes this pickup and this wiring to 6 different pickups, 3 single coils, 3 humbuckers, and then I put in the switch here, the pickup switch here, and you can also combine that with the rhythm circuit. So yeah, this thing's crazy versatile. It can do a lot of stuff. I'm waiting to do a full video on this one too. Just haven't got around to it, but it's very, very cool, and it can do a lot of cool stuff. And then this is my custom built Inukshuk Flying V. This one's called Gnarly Wall because it's got a couple different narwhals on the fingerboard inlaid. And this is from my friend from Inukshuk Guitars. He does custom guitars, hand built, and he's just an amazing builder. I've got a couple guitars of his, and I did do a full review on this, which will be in the description. But it's just a really awesome V, and it's got some crazy specs on there. It's got Friedman pickups and ebony fingerboard, brass nut, Goto tuners, all sorts of stuff going on with this thing. but it's an amazing guitar. It plays great. And then we've got our West Creek double cut. So I picked this up for under $200 on a sale on Amazon, and I was not expecting anything out of this, and it turned out to be a really great guitar. The pickup sounded great. It played well right out of the box. It's got a nice weight. It's comfortable. It's a really nice guitar, and I've done a video review on that one too. And this is my 1993 Ibanez S-Series burled mahogany guitar, and yeah, these guitars are wicked. They're just super light. They got a super thin body. They got DiMarzio pickups. They got a really nice Floyd that stays in tune, like amazing. Like I never have to tune this guitar. I pick it up and it's in tune all the time. And the neck just feels great on it, that wizard neck, and it weighs nothing, and the tones are awesome, and it's always in tune. So it's just a really, really great guitar. Alright, I've got the Gibsons out, so start with this one. The 1996 Gibson Explorer in ebony. And yeah, this one's great. It just has a great set of pickups on here. It's the 490 R500T pickup set, but this one just screams and plays super low with great action. It's a really nice heavier guitar, like a heavier music style. And then I've got a 2016 Firebird 5T. This is one of the last years that they used the Steinberger tuners, which I really like. They're just a lot lighter than the big banjo style, but they work really well. And this one's in a Sunburst. This pickups in this one has been swapped to like a boutique builder from Australia. They're called Mr. Fabulous mini humbuckers, and they're very close to like original 63 style pickups. They sound great. But yeah, I've done a video review on that one as well. And this is a 2016 Gibson ES339 Studio. But yeah, these studios got great specs. I did a video where I said the specs on this are even better than the standard ES339 because yeah, there's not much studio about it. It's got binding on the fretboard and on the body, top and bottom, and it's got 57 classic pickups, and it's got a maple neck on this one, and it just plays and sounds great. It's a really, really nice little hollow body. This is a 2013 SG Standard. This is one of the years where it had 61 reissue specs, but they were still calling it a standard. This one's got the 57 classics and the single pickguard on the side. And I really like the neck profile on this guitar. It's not too big, but not too small, and just a great playing and sounding guitar. This is a 2002 Les Paul Standard in amber, and this is probably my #1 guitar. I've had it for a long time, and it's been refretted with stainless steel frets, and it just plays and sounds the best out of anything I have. And I can just get the action on it like crazy low with no hint of a buzz, and it plays like a dream. The only thing is it's pretty heavy, but I'll take that for the sound and the playability of this guitar. It's really great. Next up, we got some hollow bodies. We'll start here. This is an Eastman H78. So this is actually built after a Harmony guitar, and it's got a really gorgeous finish. It's like Pelham blue, and it uses some gold foil pickups, especially made by Supro, I believe. And yeah, this is a really cool guitar. And then we have a 1971 Framus Sorrento 6 with P90s. This is a cool guitar. It's got a faux F hole and a tremolo system. And this one just has a great neck on it, and it plays super low, and the vintage P90s sound great. It's got a multi-laminated beechwood neck, which is pretty interesting. I just did a video on this one too. I'll put that link in the description. And this is actually one of the first guitars I've reviewed on this channel. This is a 1976 Goya, Japanese made, like ES 335. And yeah, this thing is awesome. It's got the fret nibs. It plays and sounds great. It's like a vintage ES 335, like same construction, same sort of materials, just a lot less money. Bone nut, real mother of pearl inlay. Yeah, this is a great guitar, and it's like mint condition. And this is a Tanglewood, a 1990s Tanglewood called the Chicago. Again, very similar to an ES 335. I've had this for sale for a long time, but nobody wants to buy it. But it is a great guitar in its own right. I've done a review on that one too. And I just got this one, and I just did a review on this one as well. This is an Eastman T59V, and it's currently my favorite guitar at the moment. Just a gorgeous guitar, real mother of pearl inlay, ebony fingerboard. Everything's just spec'd right out on this thing. Plays and sounds great. It's got some songs in it. Every time I play it, I seem to be coming up with a cool new riff that I really like, and I'm always really impressed by the sound. So yeah, this is currently one of my favorite guitars, and it's quite gorgeous. Alright, moving on. Alright, here's another crop. Most of these guitars do have links to a review, so I'll put everything I can in the description. All these on the wall right now currently have a review as well. We'll start with the Eastman. This is my other Eastman. This is what kind of got me hooked on Eastmans. This is the TB55V, and it's Eastman's take on like an early Les Paul Special. This one's got a Lawler pickup. It's super light, one-piece mahogany body and neck, and ebony fingerboard, and it just plays and sounds fantastic. It's a really great guitar, and I love it. And here we have a 2020 PRS S2 Custom 22 in whale blue. And yeah, this guitar plays and great. It's nice and light. It's gorgeous. The pickups weren't my favorite on it, but again, those are easy to swap. But yeah, just a really great looking and playing guitar for sure. Then we've got my Tele Barncaster. I was playing this on stage for a while, and yeah, it's a really cool guitar. It's made of reclaimed wood. It's got a 100-year-old pine body and like a barn top with I ordered a custom leather pickguard for it. It's got some boutique pickups in there, some Domingers, and it's got the cool revolver knobs. And this started out as a Roadhouse custom guitar, which is a builder out of the US. I don't think he's in business anymore, but he built some pretty cool Barncaster type stuff. And we've got a Island Series Supro Westbury. This is a really cool guitar too. Supro kind of reissued these guitars, and they're quite nice. The pickups are great, and they have a satin neck, and they're nice and light. The one thing I don't like about this guitar is the placement of the knob. Kind of gets in my way. Wouldn't be the same for everybody, but. And then we've got, and sort of like an Antigua Burst, Den Electro 56 U2 reissue. This is one of the ones with the rosewood bridge, so that's a lot like the originals. And this is a Korean made one, and it's a fantastic guitar. Plays great, lighter than anything, and has a really excellent tone. Yeah, these older Danos are really nice. And here we have a 1988 Charvel Model 1. It's got that one Jackson pickup. And yeah, it's a great guitar. It's super shredder, like 80s style. And yeah, plays and sounds great. This one's in really nice condition. And this is a 1983 PVT-60. This is probably the cleanest one I've ever gotten. It looks like brand new. It's got the original case and everything. And these are just really cool guitars. So a lot of people complain about the neck, how thin and small it is. So I did a video where I swapped it out with a Strat neck and it fit perfectly. And yeah, it's pretty cool. That link will be in the description too. But yeah, great guitars. This is my first guitar and I sold it about, I guess, 15 years ago now. And this is the first electric guitar I ever bought. I bought it brand new. And I sold it. You're never supposed to sell your first guitar. Of course, I regretted it. And then it popped up for sale on the used market like 15 years later. I even knew the guy who ended up selling it to me. So it still had the same marks on it from when I used to hit the cymbals in my band and everything, so I know it's the right one. I even wrote down the serial number somewhere. But anyway, super happy to get this back. And then I gave it a full setup and it plays and sounds great. I'm not going to change anything on it. I just like to keep it because it was my first electric. And it's surprisingly great. I've had this guitar forever. This was like my main gigging guitar for a while. It's a 1986 Fender Telecaster that's been refinished, and Tele Deluxe actually. And I threw a TV Jones Filtertron in the neck. It's got the original bridge pickup, and the neck was so ratched I had to change it out. But yeah, I branded this one Frank. It's got some Ping gold tuners on there. It's actually a surprisingly great guitar. And I just kind of have it for when I feel like playing a Tele. Pancake body on this as well, which is kind of cool. And this, I've had for years. This is a Flying V cigar box guitar. This was custom made by my friend. And he made a few of them. And it's surprisingly great. It's fully hollow, cigar box style, with 3 strings, and it's a Flying V. I mean, it doesn't get much cooler than that. Alright, everything on the wall now is hand built by custom luthiers. So here's another Inukshuk. This one's the Inquisitor. I have a review on this one. Really great guitar. It's got active EMG pickups and a Floyd style bridge and a D tuna. And this is like a solid body roasted flame mahogany guitar, and the neck is insane on it too. It's cool. This is kind of like a Washburn Nuno Betancourt style guitar from Inukshuk. This is called the Every Child Matters, and it's got some Fishman P90s in there, a kill switch, like a pearl metallic paint, that crazy neck join, and the neck is like crazy bird's eye as well. Here's a Tele I built. I'm not really ready to talk about this one yet, but yeah, it's got a maple top, it's got an ash body, and some boutique pickups, and it's kind of got like that faded denim finish, and it's a satin style finish with a cool neck that I want to talk about a bit later in another video. Here's the Les Paul I built a long time ago, and I want it to be a little bit different, so it's got some different kind of specs on here. It's actually a bolt-on neck, but it's the bolts have receivers into the neck, which is kind of a different style, and it's a 24 fret with beard cell pickups. He's like a really famous builder out of Winnipeg. And I've got the reverse knob layout there. Mahogany body, rosewood neck. And there's a look at my builder badge. So when I'm building, that's what I usually put on my guitars. Beckler custom guitars. And here's a look at an undocumented Inukshuk that I own. It's got the Fishman Fluence pickups and Strat style trim on there. It's also got pickup splits. It's got a scallop neck. It's actually it's like a pancake body, which is cool. And the neck on this is ridiculous too. I'm going to be doing another video on this one. And it's got the gold fret wire on there and a 0 fret and like a D tuner on the E string. So this one's pretty cool. So yeah, these are all the hand-built guitars. Pretty rare guitar. This is a acoustic Parker guitar. This is a P9EN, and it's pretty unique. It's got a pretty unique bridge. It's got an under saddle pickup, a piezo, as well as this kind of more of a humbucker style pickup, and you can blend the two of them. Solid spruce top, or cedar top rather, and ebony fingerboard, and a pretty unique headstock. And it's got rosewood back and sides. Pretty cool guitar. Again, I've done a review on this one. I'll have the link in the description. Then we've got a super rare 1980s Dion Legacy L99. And I think there's like 12 of these that have been found before. So yeah, crazy rare. And really cool little parlor guitar. Really high quality build quality on this. And it plays and sounds great. It's pretty cool looking as well. It's got those hand engraved Dion logo on the headstock as well. And this guitar is pretty special. This is a Hamtone. So Hamtone is a Canadian guitar brand out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, started by Jeremy Ham. And he's quite a worldwide renowned luthier, and he just puts out some incredible stuff. Jeremy is actually who taught me everything I know about guitar repair and luthier. I took his school many years ago, and we keep in touch, and he helps me with any problems I have when I'm building or repairing, and he does incredible work. And this guitar, I'm doing a video on it soon, and there's just too much to go over in this little short segment, but yeah, it's an incredible guitar, and I'm happy to own it. Next, this is actually an acoustic guitar I built at Jeremy's school, the Hamtone School of Music, and I modeled this one after an HD28, like a Clarence White Martin. It's got a little bit of an enlarged sound hole. It's got Sitka spruce and herringbone all over it, ebony fingerboard, solid rosewood back and sides. I'm going to be doing a full video on this guitar as well. But yeah, this is the acoustic I built. I'm pretty proud of it, and it plays and sounds great. And this is a full carbon Kloss guitar. So they sent me one of these for a review, and I loved it so much that I went and got one for myself. And they're crazy little guitars. They have really excellent sound, good projection, and they're super lightweight and durable, and you don't have to worry about temperature or humidity, and it's got a pickup. It sounds great plugged in. It's a pretty incredible little guitar. I highly recommend these guys. Alright, well that's going to be it for today. Thanks for tuning in to Beckler Guitars and Repair. That went a little bit long with the collection, and that's not even all of my collection, but that's all I'm willing to show at the moment. I don't want to pull out some stuff. I want to save it for later. I'm doing a couple more videos and a few other things, so we'll keep those as a surprise for now. But thank you for everyone who tuned in 2023, and I'm wishing you all the best in 2024. And I'm going to keep trying to put out videos as often as I can. And yeah, we'll see how things go from here. One other thing is I want to do a review on this head because it's fantastic. This is the Diamond Del Fuego, and it's great. But anyway, I digress. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you have a great 2024. All the best.